Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jay, we got a special video for him today, something that I think a lot of people are talking about, and I think it will be interesting for those of you who follow the channel. But before we jump into this content, I would like to welcome those of you who are new to the channel. This is AM Sports, the Angry Man Podcast, where we drop everything related to boxing, whether it's commentary, fight breakdowns, documentaries, you name it, we can do it on this channel. So make sure you become a subscriber. And for those of you who patron the channel on a regular basis, make sure that you are engaging with the content, whether that's leaving us a like or a dislike if you don't like the content, or a comment in the comment section. But make sure that you are engaging. Jay, there have been so many different comments in regards to this particular fight, and you're either on one side of the fence or the other. Either you believe that Terence Crawford has the mental acuity and the skill set, or you believe Canelo Alvarez has the pressure and the power. And depending on what side of the fence you're on, that's going to dictate who you believe is going to win this fight. Now, I've had the pleasure of sitting and talking with a number of people that I respect in the boxing game, and they're telling me that Terence Crawford has a real live shot at becoming a three-time undisputed champion in his next fight. The gentleman that has been in the ring made an interesting assessment, and you always want to value someone who has been in the ring with both fighters, right? That's just something that you want to do.
Absolutely.
And I want to speak to this, but at the same time, I also want to give my thoughts around how I feel about this particular fight, how it might play out, and why I think maybe there might be some issues with the logic of this gentleman. And the gentleman that I'm talking about, Jason, is Amir Khan. Amir Khan has had the opportunity to be in the ring with both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, and he recently gave his assessment in regards to how this fight might play out. Amir Khan talked about the power. Obviously, Canelo Alvarez is much more powerful than Terence Crawford. But he talked about Terence Crawford's power and that Terence Crawford's power is deceptive. Now, based off what he said, it sounded like to me Terence Crawford's power is predicated off of timing and angles and essentially catching people off guard. But still, the power is deceptive, and he believes that the power would translate to 168 and will be respectable. Terence Crawford is not someone that Canelo Alvarez would be able to walk through, and Terence Crawford's skill in terms of his angles and ability to move will give him the ability to neutralize Canelo's power. That is a deep statement there from Amir
Hmm.
Khan. However, I would like to offer a contradiction to that. Number one, the skill set of Amir Khan and how it played out against Canelo Alvarez is going to be much different than Terence Crawford. The speed and the movement did give um, Canelo Alvarez some problems. My personal opinion is that you won't be able to see a Terence Crawford at that weight utilize that level of movement. Not like we see from Khan, and he doesn't demonstrate that level of hand speed either. So that's one thing. Number two, the power differentiator, right? When you think about the fight at 154, 155, whatever it was, versus Khan, because I think it was at a catch weight, versus what he
Yeah.
fought and felt against a guy at 147 is going to be completely different. Canelo Alvarez was draining himself down to 155 to make that fight. We'll see a Canelo Alvarez in the ring at 168 pounds. Completely different. So I don't believe the styles are similar. I don't believe that the power that he faced in the ring against Canelo Alvarez is similar versus what you will see today. And I don't believe Terence Crawford is going to be able to sustain the level of movement that we saw from Amir Khan that will make him successful in the same manner, or at least neutralize Canelo Alvarez for that amount of time. However, if Terence Crawford can utilize movement in spaces and avoid that power, I think he does have a chance. Now, people are going to say that might be, my assessment may be, hey, yeah, you can make it whatever it is that you want to make it. I really don't give a damn. But that is my assessment of what's going on and what I feel is going to end up happening. But I do want to put this in because I want to make sure that I state this in every video that I have in regards to this particular fight. I would like to see Terence Crawford go into the dirt. Jay, what are your thoughts?
So as far as the speed aspect, I don't think that's going to be there. moving up from 147. I know he fought at 154, but he's virtually moving up from 147. You know, going to 168. Now, timing is the one thing that's going to be key. But at the same time, people acting like Canelo don't have timing, like he's not a counter puncher. So I'm like, you're missing that aspect, and I'm not a Canelo fan at all because the way he moves. But the power is definitely different. It's obvious because he put Khan to sleep. Khan didn't go to sleep from Bud. He stopped because he said he got hit below the belt. I thought Bud was just about to put it on him anyway, but I agree with him. It's like, I think Bud has sneaky power, but I think Bud is more about timing, and the speed is not going to be there at 168. He has a chance because I think he's more skilled than Canelo. We've always said that he's more skilled than Canelo, but Canelo's not like Canelo's a can neither. Canelo has a lot of skill. So at 168, I think that's going to be a big difference there. I'm not agreeing with Khan saying that Terence is going to just be just as fast, because I just don't believe in that. Believe that can happen when you're moving up in weight that much. It's not like you're going up from 147, 154. We saw him at 154. He didn't look that super fast at 154. We know Styles makes fights and everything, but still, Canelo's a counter puncher, so it's gonna be an interesting fight. Khan, at least he did say Canelo got the power aspect. If he didn't say Canelo had the power, and I was like, Khan, you still sleep when Canelo put you out, because it's definitely an obvious difference there. He still has a hit, but we've seen Bud get hit by Madrimov with some catch, with some punches. We've never seen Canelo hurt outside of when he got hurt against Miguel Cotto, older brother. That was over 10 years ago. So, not saying power, but can't hurt Canelo. It's going to be a big mountain to climb on that. So, Khan tripping on that aspect there, but I think it's going to be a decent fight. But we'll see. He didn't have, if he had Khan's hand speed, that could definitely be a problem for him, for Canelo. Huge problem with that hand speed, because Khan's hand speed was giving
Or
Canelo
his movement,
problems.
or his movement,
Huh?
or the
Or the
movement.
movement. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but didn't have the movement against Madrimov neither, to that degree. But that's why they make. That's why they fight.
That's why they fight. That's why I'm interested in it. Now, as it gets closer to the fight, maybe I might start to change my opinion in terms of who I believe will win this fight. Maybe the gap will shrink for me. Um, and maybe it's just wishful thinking on my part. Maybe Terence Crawford is this generational fighter that can literally move up multiple weight classes and carry the same power, the same speed, the same IQ, the same endurance, like nothing affects him. Like literally, he could just move
I'm
up
gonna be
every weight
older.
class. Carry at 38, carry the same power, the same speed, the same endurance, and the same movement, all while climbing like 5, 6 weight classes. Maybe he's the only man on earth that could do that. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section in regards to this. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, L Sports Media. We are out.